Hi guys. Hello and welcome. This is XM Racing, the headquarters here in Austria. Let me welcome you to our third race from Japan in Fuji. And yeah, we are in the last minutes of the practice today. We have two stints. This is the stint two, and we will be broadcasting for you live through Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Also today, I've got Raul with me here, commentating a little bit also for our Spanish spoken speakers. Hello, Raul. How you doing?
Hello, Michael. Fine, thanks.
Nice to have you with us. Raul is our driver, also the race director, and also looking into the transmission. And since we have two stints, yeah, from time to time you will see and hear some other people also talking and commentating a bit more from the inside. So today, what we will be doing is we will explain you a little bit on this second stint in Spanish as well for our Spanish viewers, so that you have a little bit better understanding. The past weeks we've mostly done it in English only. But today we have it in English, we have it in Spanish, and maybe a little bit in German as well from my end. So Raul, take it away. Explain a little bit about the racetrack, and great to be on board with you.
Okay, thank you. Pues estamos hoy en Fuji Speedway, que es un circuito japonés y tiene muchos años de trayectoria. Pero aquí ni Racing es muy nuevo, lo acaban de meter esta season en el simulador y creo que es un circuito que puede dar muchas batallas porque tiene una recta muy larga y creo que podemos ver bastantes adelantamientos en la
Uh,
curva 1.
okay, so this is just being recently added to the iRacing, correct?
Yeah, sadly.
Okay, so guys, for your understanding, this is very large history on real racing, but just recently being added to iRacing, and there will be a lot of competitive battles going on. So, Raul, continue in Spanish, and I will from time to time just update our viewers and listeners to what's going on and what you've been saying. Okay, so continue.
Ok. Sí, eso creo que es un circuito que va a dar muchas batallas y también es muy... Las últimas curvas del circuito van a ser muy complicadas para los pilotos porque son las curvas muy cerradas que los coches cuesta meterlo en el vértice bien porque es difícil de ver y creo que ahí va a estar muchos también adelantamientos de la carrera. Además, este circuito tiene un asfalto muy abrasivo y eso quiere decir que los ritmos van a caer conforme vayan pasando las vueltas y va a ser difícil mantener un ritmo alto porque se desgastan muy rápido las ruedas y veremos a ver qué son capaces de hacer estos pilotos en el segundo split.
Okay, let's just resume a little bit. This is a very abrasive circuit here in Japan, and so that means we will have to really look how this thing is going on. We are now entering into the qualification. We have 15 minutes on qualification time, and uh, uh, you just see the current standings on this championship. You can see it as well. So I hope you enjoy our this season 5, where we have separated a little bit more the amateurs and pros. So this is really expiring to get higher, to a higher level of race. Right now we got quite. It's 20 of them participating in this stint number 2, and yeah, as Raul was just saying, circuit where you have some very tight at the end. So probably see quite a few overtaking there. So yeah, back over to you, Rob.
Sí, vamos a ver ahora las primeras vueltas en este circuito de la clasificación del segundo split. Creo que aquí en este circuito el BMW es un coche bastante fuerte, pero creo que los Lamborghinis y los Audis también van a estar muy cerca, sobre todo en ritmos de carrera, porque en temas de degradación el Lamborghini y el Audi son los mejores coches. Y además tienen un punto de tracción que para las últimas curvas creo que les van a venir muy bien a estos coches. También el Ferrari, pero creo que no hay muchos Ferraris esta season, no tenemos muchos Ferraris, entonces no creo que no tengan ese beneficio. Pero como te digo, al final las últimas curvas necesitas mucha tracción y coches con un motor central o trasero como el Porsche te ayuda mucho a la hora de traccionar. Aquí vemos dos pilotos muy pegados para empezar la calificación. Vamos como encara la línea de meta. Y aquí tenemos el primer tiempo, un 1:38.6 de Team Burhol. Es un buen tiempo. Ya, veremos si alguien logra bajarlo. Iwan hace un 38.8. De momento la pole es para el chico de Brass. Martín de Jong se pone tercero. Vemos como de momento lidera un Audi y tenemos dos BMWs detrás y un Lamborghini cuarto. Y después están los Mercedes. Oh, Tristan le ha quitado la pole a Tin por el momento. Con un muy buen tiempo ya de un 38.2. Veremos porque aquí, como he dicho antes, el BMW sufre un poco de tracción y la carrera de 40 minutos es muy larga. Vemos como los BMWs a una vuelta rápida están bastante adelante.
Okay, I hope you can hear me again. I apologize. We
Yeah.
have some connection issue. We have bad weather here. It's thundering again, and in Austria and the Alps. So I apologize if I'm from time to time just popping out here, but I try my best to come back ASAP. So yeah, it's the BMW, isn't it? He's a very quick on the qualification lap, isn't it, Raul?
Yeah, it's a stronger car here. But in race, the BMW don't need easy for him.
Okay, so you mean it's not as quick on the long run, isn't it? It's probably the Lamborghini and stuff like this, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quick, but the traction for the Lamborghini in the last laps is
So much better.
good.
Yeah, I've seen that
Yeah.
in the last races. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. Okay, let me quickly also welcome our viewers in the German-spoken parts of the world. Hallo an alle, wir sind mal wieder auch ein bisschen in Deutsch dabei heute und zwar aus Japan, aus Fuji, das dritte Rennen unserer 5. Rennserie. Wir haben diese Serie, in der Serie Nummer 5 haben wir 2 Stints. Das heißt, wir haben 2 Abteilungen, die Pro- und die Amateurabteilung sozusagen. Wir sehen jetzt alle iRacing-Fahrer, die nicht so professionell sind, noch nicht so professionell sind, aber mit dem Weg nach oben. Hier geht es also um 2 verschiedene Tabellen, zweimal verschiedene Championships mit Geldpreisen zu gewinnen. Also ich hoffe, ihr habt Spaß daran. Wir haben heute 20 Fahrer an Bord. Gerade ist der Leonard Martin mit der besten Rundenzeit, der ist gerade vorneweg, und wir sehen am Bildschirm den Tim Burkhold, der gerade mit seinem Brass Co., das ist die Sponsor, den wir aus Amerika haben, unterwegs ist. Und ich hoffe, euch gefällt es, mal wieder ein bisschen auch in Deutsch zu hören von unserer Seite hier in X-SiM Racing, und ich freue mich natürlich ganz doll, dass ihr dabei seid. Ja, wie gesagt, wir haben gerade die Qualifikation, die geht noch etwa 8 Minuten. Da geht es darum, wer die Pole Position hat. In der Stand 2, in der zweiten Serie, machen wir nur ein Rennen. Das geht aber über 40 Minuten, okay? Das heißt also, hier gibt es Punkte, hier gibt es Geldpreise zu gewinnen, und dann gehen wir danach gleich rübergeschnitten in die erste Serie, und zwar von X-SiM Racing, wo wir die Supporting für the Private Family Network auch dabei haben. Unser neuer Sponsorplan, unsere neue Gruppen. Wir bedanken uns ganz herzlich an über 70 verschiedene Sponsoren, die uns beistehen, diese sämtlichen Rennen jede Woche für euch zeigen zu können. Wir übertragen live in Facebook, in Twitch und in YouTube. Also wer Lust hat, bitte reingehen. Wenn ihr noch nicht dabei seid, einfach mal den Abo da draufklicken und einfach mal bei uns dabei sein. Jeden Sonntag haben wir Rennen. Also nächsten Sonntag fällt es aus. Da sind wir und haben wir eine kleine kurze Sommerpause für eine Woche, und dann geht es gleich weiter mit Rennen 4 und 5. Ich wünsche euch, wie gesagt, viel Spaß und melde mich nachher beim Start der Pro-Serie nochmal. Da geht es dann live rüber. Wir sind jetzt hier dabei im Stint Nummer 2, und ich hoffe, ihr habt Spaß daran in unserer GT3 Challenge. Ihr seht gerade, da war gerade jemand auf Abwägen. Okay, guys, let's go back into English, and we have a few more minutes to go on the qualification here. And our stint 2 is currently led by 2 BMWs that you can see. And yeah, as Raul was just saying, they're very good, those BMWs, on the quick lap, and especially on the last 2 corners, they're very quick and tight, so they can get a lot of speed in there. We will see if this will be on the 40 minutes race, if that will be the same scenario, because as Raul was mentioning before in Spanish, that they're probably the Lambos have a proper end speed at the final of the race. So we will see and find out a little bit more. Well, Raul is our race director, and he's also an absolute top star when it comes to racing. And you will see him racing in the stint number 1 of the Pro Series, where he currently, I think, is on second position. Raul, is that right? You're on second?
Yeah, I am first with the same points with the second, really.
I see. Okay. Well, I wish you success for the next race, and I will be certainly commentating, helping you out, and cheer you up a little bit that you here helping us today with your inside knowledge. So I pass it back on to you, Raul. I'll be really happy if you allow me to translate some of the stuff for you in English, what you're explaining, because hearing the insight from a driver that is a professional sim racer for 15 years certainly makes all the difference. So, Raul, I leave it up to you to share some of your knowledge with our viewers and spectators here.
Ok. Sí, pues ser piloto parece que es algo como jugar o estar, y realmente los pilotos profesionales en Sim Racing toman muchas horas de entrenamiento y de preparar los setups de los coches, porque aquí en X-SiM Racing nuestra serie es fixed y no puedes tocar los reglajes del coche, pero normalmente también puedes tocar todos los reglajes del coche como en la vida real, y necesitas programas de ingeniería, y tienes que tener muchos conocimientos sobre coches para poder hacer algo a nivel competitivo. Necesitas ingenieros, necesitas meter muchas horas con telemetrías para ver dónde fallas. Al final, cuando entras en ya temas muy competitivos, es cuestión de pocas décimas, y tienes que invertir muchas horas para poder bajar esas pocas décimas y ser el mejor.
Yeah, yeah. This looks like telemetry needs to be done, engineering, being able to set up and make the connection. I have a connection issue and I apologize, guys.
Yeah, it's
Not
very.
quite sure if I'm back. Can you hear?
Yeah,
I really apologize, guys. We have some lightning here, and it seems that the bandwidth is certainly not having. So I leave it over to Raul to just sing, and meanwhile, I will see if I get a better nets to get back to you guys ASAP. Okay?
okay.
Yeah, I was just explaining what I was last heard that this looks maybe like a game. It's not. There's a lot of hours of working, making the setups, having the telemetry checked, and being improving lap times. Have engineers to do and do all this on X-SiM racing. So people spending endless hours to make sure that they have the configuration well set for the races that they're competing on. On X-SiM, we have created a fixed settings. That means we define the best settings for each drivers so that they can compete under fair conditions. And that's a little bit about the technical side. So roll, go on, shoot on, and I will be here. And hopefully I can stay online here.
Yeah, here are the last laps for the qualify, and the top three drivers are so close.
Yeah, they're very underneath on the toolbar. I probably just stop my screen here again.
Yeah, only we have the 1 minute left, and I think the top three is finish the quali, and we have the top three for this second split. Can see some better your lap, and Alex too. And let's see what can do these drivers. So improving your lap, and he's in the 12th position. And he have the last driver. Yeah, we have the a very similar performance for the top drivers. Look, Martin put in the 4th position. And Caio keep the 5th position. I think it's finished the qualifying, and this is the official results for the qualify. And let's see, 2 BMW in front and 1 Audi in the fight. The first Lambo half in the 9th position, and the first Ferrari in the 10th, and the first Merch in the 11th position. Here have the grid for the split 2 in Fuji. Leonardo Martini in the first position, Tristan Klopp in the second, Tim Burholt in 3rd position, Martin de Jong in 4th, in 5th Caio Moreira, in 6th Álvaro Rocha, in 7th Ivan Bremer, in 8th Ivan Spitz, 9th Antonio Celada, 10th Lester Neo, 11th Alex Aroca, 12th Sam Van Koevoorden, 9 Antonio Celada, 10th Sam Van, 30 in Dominic Seger, 14 Albert Perich, 15 Kevin De Vries, 16 Ivo van der Linden, 17 Miles Owens, 18 Carlos Roca, 19 Tony van der Linden, and 20 Carlos Martin Diaz. And yeah, 40 seconds for start. And let's see the starts in this split. Remember, the drivers have a one fast repair, and the race start.
Green flag, green flag.
You can see very good starts in the last position. Oh, we have a incident in the first turn. And the Audi have problems. Oh, Lester overtake 5 drivers and put in the 5th position with the Ferrari. And team lost 4 positions with the Audi. Interesting for the race. Let's see the laps in the next laps. Oh yeah, the Merch lost the reference and have incident with a BMW. Here have the top of the race, and let's see if we can see the overtakes in the long straight. More than 1 kilometer in the straight. Here try overtake to Miles. here have a sandband Borden with the Hopeful Hairs houses, and he have a good start. He overtake 2 cars and he go in the 10th position. And now the Audi front team, he need overtake because he lost a lot of positions in the start and need push hard in the next laps. Oh, he see the incident with Miles, with Sam. Oh, Sam push to him in the back. Yeah, he see the team with the Audi. Audi has a very good times per lap, and let's see how can do this driver with Audi. In front, Tristan Close, Martin De Jong, and Leonardo is so close in less than 1 second. 3 guys, and oh, here overtake for Mercedes, Albert Perez. For the 70 position. Oh, he lost the car and spin. And he had the top 3. Oh, Martin lost the apex in the last turn, and Leonardo go for the overtake. Tristan take advantage for this fight, and he can get more meters for the other drivers. Yeah, it's a very complicated track because the asphalt is very abrasive, and the cars lost the tires very soon and need fight with this. Oh, so close, but very good overtake for Ivan Bremer. The fighting for the top 10 position. Oh, he try overtake 3 wide, and no, finally he thinking and no try. But in front we can see the Tristan can more than 1 second with the behind cars, and he can take a break for the attacks for the other cars. And
You hear me?
yeah, now
Okay. Wow. What a thing here for this network, guys. I apologize that I haven't been on there. Yeah, I was just really came in a few times, but my network is really very unstable. So I'm not quite sure how long I'll be online with you guys. But 2 seconds lead ahead of Leonardo Martini. Then we have Martin, our steward, so he's on service. And now I think he's changed cars. He's on racing on the BMW now, isn't it? You guys still hear me?
yeah, it's a bad.
Oop.
Can hear you, but with bad connection. Here, see a Cayo
Not
lost the car. And Antonio Celada entering the pits, the first driver entering the pits. Here had a very good battle for the top 3 positions, and the top 4 is so close. And a little bit the Audi can catch the top 4. And we can see an interesting race in the last laps with the top 5. All drivers in 138, the top 5. Yeah, here see to Martin de Jong attack to Álvaro. He's very close to Álvaro. But I think he need wait for the first straight. Here had a Ferrari with a Merch. Very good car in this track. And he's the battle for the 16th position. Very interesting too. And here the battle for the top 3. Martin is so close, and he tried the overtake in the outside. Oh, they touch in the brakes, and the Álvaro lost the car in the brakes. Oh, yeah, here in the last corners is so careful in the last laps because the tires no want a lot of party. You can see to Carlos, Antonio with the Lambo, with G-Race car. And now can see a team very close to Alvaro too in the 5th position. Yeah. Very close, but Patin is the leader in the second split, and he don't need have incidents in this race because he need keep points for the championship. Martin enter in the pits. The fierce driver in the top 5 enter in the pits. Let's see where go Martin after the pits. Here the pits is so long because the speed in the pits is only 60 kilometers per hour, and it's very long straight. You lost a lot of seconds in this pit. Here the battle for the first position with Leonardo pushed to Tristan. And here keep the fight for the 16th position. Antonio with Kevin. Team keep behind to Alvaro. And Leonardo is pitting. 2. But with the battles, for the top 5, Tristan and Leonardo have more speed with the team, Álvaro and Martin. Here can try Antonio overtake in the inside of the turn 1, and yeah, he got it. Here have a team push to Álvaro for the second place, virtual second place. Okay, we have a team. Okay, had Tony and Ivan fight for the 6th place. But we need to see when the other drivers enters in the pits and how go in the real pace. So here have a incident with the Ferrari and the Merge. Lester lost 2 positions with this incident. And Álvaro go into the pits. Oh, Lester have the positions. Oh, and lost the positions again in this fight. The tires are very
A beautiful battle going on there, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're really fighting here. That's for battle for 5th position, right?
No, it's the 5th position.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, here with a lot of degradation, the tires, these have a lot of fights in the race. And now he see the team had the fast lap for the race in this lap. And I think the top 5 only need entering the pits Tristan and Tim. and let's see where go. Some have a very good race. Here had in the 5th position. Behind are Tony van der Linden with the Casa Mac car. And a lot of fights in this track. In all positions had a fight. Oh, Tony lost the rear of the car in this turn and lost 2 positions. And here we can see the difficulty of the last corners in this track. It's very difficult to keep the car with a fast laps and keep the car in the asphalt. But here had a very good race. Tristan and T need stop in the pits, and Martin and Leonardo are in the battle for the 5th position. Here Ivo is too close to Sam. Here Sam don't want give slipstream to Ivo. And very interesting battle because Ivo keep the distance behind the other car, and he only need wait for the pit stop. And he go to the pit stop. Oh, he spin in the first turn, and we passed the middle of the race. Only 40 minutes more for the finish. and now the degrading of the tires is very notable. In the top of the race, the first drivers don't stop for the moment, but he don't have a lot of more time for stop. Don't have gas for a lot of more laps. Here the incident. A good overtake. No problems here. But Gallo won't keep the position, and oh, he braked too late, but he can control the car. Here had Carlos Martin in the exit of the pits. And now had the last enters of the pits. In front only need to beat Sam and Tim, I think, and Dominic. Yeah, and Dominic. 3 drivers only need enter to the pit and have the real positions. For the moment, Leonardo overtake to Tristan, and remember this is the virtual field position, and I don't know what happened to Martin, but he lost more than 10 seconds with the drive with the top drivers, and he lost the possibility for fighting for the win the race. But keep the fight with the 2 BMW and team. Team now entering the pits and exit behind Tristan. So close. And yeah, this is the... Oh. It's a police move. And he crashed with the wall. Very bad luck. Oh, he lost the car in the AstroTurf and is out. Here the fight for the 11 position. Cayo be the overtake Wood and he need defense the position now. Here is very complicated overtake. Yeah, here had a very good fight for the last laps. And here the Lambo with Irri's car, Antonio Celada, try to overtake to Miles. And here Tony in the same. Ooh, the inside for the merge. And Kevin overtake the other driver. Team so close to Tristan. He need push hard if he won't win the race, because Leonardo had more than 2 seconds of advantage, and here can see the battle for the top four. Iwan is push hard to Martin, but Martin had problems in the box. Oh, here had a race incident. Oh, the merge don't calculate a good entry in the turn and push out to BMW. Oh, Martin lost the car, and maybe for this he lost the seconds in the race and lost the possibilities for win this race. But he had a good time per lap. Yeah, remember we have a stewards, and after the race our stewards revising all races, and he put the sanctions for the drivers. Antonio so close. I think this time he can do the overtake to Miles, but oh, Miles lost the pace of the turn and it's complicated. Here Carlos Roca in the 18th position, fighting with a Lambo to Albert Peric. And here had the top 3 of the race. Can see the Tristan and team is more close to Leonardo, but only have 2 more laps. If don't have a mistake, Leonardo have a lot of possibilities of winning this race. Here Ivo lost the car and spin. And here the battle for the P2. Tristan tried to keep the P2 and team with the Audi tried to overtake. Oh, in the last turn, very difficult. Oh. And Tristan keep the P2 for 0.002 only. Very, very close in the top 3. Martin de Jong finished 4th, Ivan Bremer 5, Sam Van Corborden 6, very good race from Sam. Lester Neo 7, Dominique Seger 8, Cayo Moreira 9th, Alex Aroca entering 10 position, Antonio Celada entering 11 position, Miles Owen enter in 12 position, Álvaro Rocha entering 13 position, Tony van der Linden entering 14 position, Kevin De Vries entering 15 position, Carlos Martín Díaz entering 16 position, Carlos Roca 17 position, Ivo van der Linden 18 position, and Albert Peric and Ivan Spitz is out of the race, and he had in 19 and 20 position. Very good race, very good race. Team keep the first position in the championship for the moment, and Leonardo keep the second place, and Tristan overtake to 4 drivers in the championship in the championship for the second split. And Álvaro Rocha lost 1 position, and Dominic Seger gained 1 position. Very close in the second split. The first guys, the team and Leonardo only had 12 points for the leading the championship, and very good race. And now go to the first split.
I think we also have a guest speaker here. Martin, hello, welcome.
Good afternoon. Hello. Good afternoon. Good evening. Sorry.
Yeah, share us a little bit your impression of the race, Martin.
Bit great race. Very good start. But I didn't have had a lot of time for practice, so qualifying P4 was already a surprise, and then after the first turns, P2, which was surprisingly good. I managed to hold on P3 then for a while until I made a mistake. Yeah, and after that I thought, okay, let's do an early pit stop and see if I can at least hold on to 4th place by driving in clean air, and yeah, in the end that paid out with a close battle in the end.
Well, you certainly have gained 5 position in the rankings now with 112 points, made 5 positions up. So you're right on track, man. You still 2 more races to go.
Yeah, I really was hoping to have a decent result here. Yeah, despite.
Are you satisfied?
I'm absolutely satisfied with the result.
That's important.
I wanted to have a top 10 and then ending up 4th. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Well, congratulations then from our part here.
Thank you. Thank
Great,
you.
Martin. Will you be with us on the stint 1?
Yeah, I will join you in the commentary for split 1. However, I have to jump out shortly, so I'll be back in about 15 or 20 minutes. And then I'll join
because
in.
I'm having some connection issues. I didn't, but at the moment it seems to be stable. The sundering is going away, so probably my network will be staying. But so let's see. Yeah, let's see what Raul can be doing on his stint there. I'm interested. So whenever the race. The coordination there and streaming center is ready to go over, switch to the pros on X-SiM Racing. Guys, we are in Japan and we are in Fuji, and this is race number 3 of our 5th season of the GT3 challenge that is currently running again, and we're supporting the private family network, a wonderful opportunity for every parents to have a look at and take care about their children. More to this in a little bit more time, but right now we are waiting for getting a live connection over to the server, and then as soon as that is established, we will be live with you. So we'll be starting soon. Okay, guys, and I will just be leaving you on here for a moment, and yeah, I'll be in the background until we go live again. On yeah, first and second position with 300 points each. Then we've got David Perez, who is third at the moment with 296 points. So everybody very close. So the top 3 on the overall standing after 2 races is only 4 points. Quite close, you can see. So it's not a boring championship. We have 3 contenders, and we will see how this will be going today. So Martin, what is your bet? And Richard, what is your bet? Who will be doing it today? You think so, yeah? Well, that's you don't like to stick your neck out there, isn't it? I want a top 5. Give me a name, man. Give me a name. Keep it safe. Roll, yeah. Okay. And I would say for today, I think Jordi Clara first, uh, David Paris second, and Raul third. Let's see. That's my bet. Let's see if we get this, and let's see how the outcome is. Guys, we're right now at the end of the practice. They had already been now 40 minutes on track. That's why we live tune into the server as it comes to the end of the practice session. And you can see we have David Paris with the best practice time, followed by Jordi Clara and Gerard Sardines. And we have Diego Koch, I think it is, and Yannick in 6th position currently. So let's see. That means in about 2 minutes, this thing will be over the practice, and we will go shoot straight into the qualification. Guys, we have 2 races on this thing. One is a 20 minutes race, one is a 40 minutes race, and I hope you enjoy it and you support our sponsors that we have on board with us. I also would like to recommend you to have a look at the xsimracing.com and have a look around at our website. You see the races that we have celebrated in this 5th series. You will see the ones to come, but you will also see the structure that we have behind what we're doing, who is who, and who are our sponsors, with links directed to their websites, to their profiles, whatever they want to share. And we really invite you to share and subscribe to our channels, which we are live broadcasting as we speak in Twitch, of course, and YouTube and on Facebook. So please give it a thumbs up, leave us a comment. This is X-SiM Racing series number 05. Okay, guys, I want to welcome everybody also in German for a moment, because I promised in the beginning, before I had that internet connection problems, that I want to say again hi to them. Meine Damen und Herren, wir sind wieder live, und zwar auch jetzt im Stint 1, und zwar von den Pros bei X-SiM Racing. Wie ihr seht, wir haben die Practice-Session ist bald vorbei, das heißt, wir haben die jetzt überschritten und wir gehen dann gleich in die Qualifikation. Die beste Zeit hatte David Perez, der zurzeit auf dem 3. Platz in der Gesamtwertung liegt, 4 Punkte hinter dem 1. und dem 2. Das ist der Jordi Clara und der Raul mit jeweils 300 Punkten. Heute gibt es 2 Rennen, eine 20-minütige und ein 40-minütiges Rennen. Und wir freuen uns natürlich drauf. Mal schauen, was da für Action los ist. Für jedes Rennen als Gewinner gibt es 100 Punkte. Ihr könnt natürlich auf xsimracing.com gerne mal reinschauen unter Rules and Regulations. Da wird auch die Punkteaufteilung im Detail aufgeklärt. Wer bekommt was? Und zwar geben wir bis zu 30 Fahrern Punkten in unserer Rennserie. Glaube ich, recht gut aufgebaut, denn so hat jeder auch die Chance, in diesen Prämienpot reinzukommen, den wir haben. Ne? Denn bei uns werden bis zu 30 Fahrer bekommen Preisgelder für jede Rennsaison. Die geht immer über 5 Wochen. Wir haben hier eine Woche Pause, eine Sommerpause sozusagen für eine Woche. Das heißt, nächste Woche gibt es kein Rennen, und dann kommen die letzten 2 Rennen, gehen dann in übernächsten Sonntag los und haben dann noch 2 weitere Rennen. Okay, das zur Information, meine Damen und Herren. Ich hoffe, ihr habt uns mit einem kleinen Abo bestätigt, dass euch das gefällt, was wir jede Woche für euch bringen. Unsere Sponsoren werden euch auch immer angezeigt, und jetzt geht's ab in die Qualification. Unten könnt ihr sehen, da gibt es wieder diese kleinen Schilderchen, die leuchten dann auf mit dem Namen der Fahrer, der Fahrzeug, und dann wieder in Gelb, Grün oder in Pink. Gelb ist nicht verbessert, Grün ist beste Zeit, persönliche Bestzeit, und Pink ist die absolute Bestzeit in diesem Sektor. Okay, ich gebe es zurück ins Englische, und ja, ich hoffe, ihr habt Spaß bei dem ersten Rennen heute über 20 Minuten nach dieser Qualifikation. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back in English, and yeah, just very happy to see qualification is starting, and we have right now on us, we have Jordi Clara, who was second in the practice on time, so let's see what he can bring up with. He's now, after the warm-up lap, going through the start-finish line, and he will start counting his lap time. So soon you will see underneath, you will see this little indicator bar about the section time, and that will indicate, of course, the time that he's doing on each sector that we have here. So that's easy to understand. Yellow means there is no improvement on that section, on that lap that he's doing. And then we have the green one, which is personal best. And then we have the pink one, which means that's the overall best time. So you see, they're just coming out, so it's the first lap time they're up, so it's probably all of them is in green because they're just starting the first lap, which makes sense. But you will see, as soon as we have more drivers on board, some will probably change into pink color. That means they have the best time of everybody right now. And let's see who is really on top. And it's a pleasure to see from the inside, from the driving side, what Jordi is actually watching and seeing and being concentrated going around that track in Japan. Very aggressive race track that Raul was explaining in our stint 2, and a lot of experience is needed, and this track has just recently been added to the iRacing. So another one from Japan being laser scanned on the original circuit. That's why it looks so nearly identical to those that are really out there. So guys, this is technology that really only iRacing is offers, and we really thank them to work with them, the professional platform that they're providing to us. But also we want to say and indicate a little bit, meanwhile those drivers doing their qualification here, a quick information about our support for the private family network. You also see a race car of them probably driving around the circuit as well, and it's an amazing project that is just soon to be launched for helping you as parents, as grandparents, actually get back control of what's happening to your children on this digital world that we are living on. So if you're interested, have a look at our website. You will see that X-SiM Racing. Get some information that you can get from there. There's on the top, there's plenty of information on the toolbar to have a look at and see what we're supporting, who is supporting us, our micro sponsors, our sponsors. I think we've got 70 plus sponsors right now that are supporting the X-SiM Racing championships, and we want to thank them all, and really it's a pleasure to work with them. Ladies and gentlemen, this is series number 5, and that means we have and we are gaining some more experience as we do those things, and we will have, after this series 05, we will have a real bit longer summer break, and we will start then coming back to you in beginning first week of September with a complete review and remodeling with more race series, probably even different race simulators going into phase number 2. I think some of our constant viewers and listeners to us, they are already aware that X-SiM Racing will be then 1 year old, and from broadcasting events and things like this, and we will go into phase 2 of our way to become one of the top, if not the top event organizer for simulator activities. So guys, a long way ahead, but that's phase 2 that we will soon be entering in September. Meanwhile, we will be concentrating of this qualification that's happening in Fuji in Japan with our pros. And we do have Jordi Clara right now and David Paris on second position in a row, Diago third. That's actually my personal bet for the overall for today. Let's see if I'm right or wrong, and let's see what the others are saying. We also have Martin de Jong with us, our MD Chief Steward, for making sure that things are in place, that they are keeping the rules, that everybody is driving safely. And Martin, are you still with us? Because he was saying that he will be going out for a moment, so he will be back in about 10-15 minutes, I guess. And he just came out of the first or the second stint racing, so I'm sure he will give us some more insight. Meanwhile, we will be live broadcasting to you this third race of X-SiM Racing, and of course broadcasted to you as usually on Twitch, Facebook, and on YouTube. Let's see, we see improvements there. Gregory Sesma, everybody's green, and third stint, third section, not that much quicker. It's actually in yellow. Remco is there, not with much improvement. Perry Pignac, and he is certainly looking like he can improve his quali time there. Let's see where Perry will be ending up at the moment. So that's his first way out, so that's why he's in green. So let's see. And here with him, see when he comes to the start-finish line. Let's see what time he will be able to position himself. Probably not qualified lap. He must have been a ride out somewhere. And if that is happening, that means, yeah, he was off track. That the time wasn't counted. You know, we've got intelligent tracking system here, guys. So if those drivers are outside the track like here right now he was, so that lap won't count either. If four wheels are outside the track limitation on the qualifying session, then the lap time that they're doing doesn't count. And he has to either go back to pits or start all over again, really, and concentrate for the next flying lap that he's having and see if he can bring in a lap time, if I'm not mistaken here. Who was just speaking there, Martin? Ah, that was you. Okay, he was already back. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? If he's going outside, he has to start all over and do another flying lap to see if he can bring in some valid time. Guys, if they don't bring in a valid time, they'll still be able to race with us, but they will just be ending up at the end of the pack. Okay, so please bear this in mind. Okay. Well, we see at the moment it's still looks like at the moment my bet looks good. So Jordi is still in front, and we've got David Perez in second, Raul Diago in third, and that's other top three at the moment battling it out in the qualification. We can see underneath nobody of those three we're showing is improving their lap time. So we don't see an improvement there, but maybe we can get at least that Perry actually brings in a valid lap, which would be great for him. Now we have Zanik right now with us here at the screen. There is Colonel Lagerward, if I'm pronouncing this right. He seems to be on a good time there. Well, he's certainly improved by one position. He's now on 17th place, so that's an improvement. And we got also Antonio Jesus Villalion. He is right now on the last section. Let's see how Antonio is doing.
He went to sixth.
Yep, sixth position, not bad, huh? So another one was a good improvement. Martin maybe has a chance there. Martin is having the second was a better time. Let's see if he can improve. Nope. There is we're currently watching Remco. Let's see if he's putting in a better lap time. He's currently, I think, on 13th position he was. Well, at least I have a more stable connection. Not a good connection. It's very blurb on my end to see the data here, but at least I hope that you can hear me. And we are not interrupted at the moment, but it seems everything is getting darker here outside. And looks like the sundering is coming back, or I'm not quite sure. So if I'm disconnected, I apologize. Okay, thank you. Okay, we're riding with Raul right now. On the Dream Factory car, and we got about a bit less than 4 minutes to go for the quali, and we see that there's a change. That Gerard Sadeni Sainz is now on third best position on the starting grid, and Raul is down to fourth position. Let's see if he can improve. Rubens just did an improvement as well, I think. So you see, when they have the green date coming up on the time, that means there's an improvement. So you can see and watch it for the time last time. it's in white, and it means that they have an improved time in there, and some are already now in boxes, and so all on the last lap, and you see those indicators. So have a look and yeah, just follow a little bit what's going on our track, and we see Raul doesn't seem to be improving much. Second section wasn't really much better. He actually did not improve on that, but maybe he can make up for it in the last section. Let's see. Nope. He can't. Well, he's got one more lap to go, maybe two. Let's see if he can speed up his BMW a little bit. And ooh, that was close to be out of track limitation there. Well, we certainly have two BMWs in front and one Ferrari, and then another two BMWs before they are followed by a Lambo, another more. So today we never have some Mercedes there as well, and a Porsche. So no, I think it's a Porsche, yeah. On Jason Ferreira. Guys, you're watching the X-SiM Racing qualification of Stint 1. This is race number 1 for that will be celebrated within a couple of minutes. Once this quali is over, that will be 20 minutes long. There is no automatic repair allowed, so drivers have to be careful. And it goes over 20 minutes, as I'm saying. And those that are driving and racing and winning that first 20 minutes race, they will be starting in reverse order on race number 2, which is a double of lengths, which is 40 minutes, and it's, as I said, on reverse order for the top 10 arrivers on this first race on Stint 2 that we will be seeing within, I would say, 2-3 minutes. We're just having the last minutes just starting for the quali, and yeah, I'm sure that some people will be waiting to see what's going on here, who will be making that championship. It's race number 3, and from us here in the X-SiM Racing in Austria, we wish you that you enjoy yourself by watching us and helping to give us some of your feedback, what you think, what we can improve, and I hope you stay with us, recommend us, and that you enjoy watching if you're microsponsor, watching your cars going around this live transmission. So let's see who is being on the top. Jordi has not changed. He is not giving up. He's been there. Antonio just made another improvement. He's up to 5th position now. So we're seeing that the time is up now for the qualification. And as we since said, have that stint, everybody will be taken out. So we've got the heat number 1 that will be certainly being presented to you guys. I think we got now about 2 minutes before this thing will be starting, the races. And we have on the front, we've got Jordi Clara in the top row. Second is David Paris. Then we have on the second row, we've got Gerard Sadeni. We have Raul Diago on 4th position. On 3rd lane, we've got Antonio Jesus Villallon and Diego Krug. We've got on 7th, Pedro Oliveira and Rubens Lorente. Guys, this is the top 12 row positions that we have right now. This goes on for 20 minutes, and we're happy to present you the X-SiM Racing GT3 Championship supporting the Private Family Network. You see, we got on position 14, Gian Lei, 13 was Danny Ferreira, we've got 15, Perry Pignacan that finally got the time in there, and Aaron Hobson is 16th, Martin Hobson is 17th, Gert-Jan Liemans is 18th, Gregory Perez Sesma is 19th, Colonel Lagerwart is 20, and then we have Juan Carlos Villarejo is 21st, and Tom Voss is 22nd with no time on the qualification, guys. So let's get rocking, let's get rolling, and you see a few more cars are missing, and as soon as they pop in there, you will see the red traffic lights will be going on, and within 5 seconds, this thing will go on, and we will start race number 1 on stint number 1, a 20 minutes race, live presented to you through YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. And of course, commentating, coordinating, done from the streaming from Holland and from Austria, and server set up in Spain. So you see quite an international thing. But let's concentrate. The traffic light is on, red lights go on, and see who gets the best start there. Oh, I think Jordi was a bit slow in his action, and maybe is he being able to keep the first position, or is David Perez actually a bit quicker? But it seems that David is going from the inside, but let's see if he can keep it together there. Because as I saw it, this is very, very tight. Now we go to the next left corner, and I think that Jordi probably just keep his lead in there if he's going in there a bit early. Yes, correct. And I think it's very clear. Not much damage has happened there, and no incidents that I've seen at the moment. Not even on the back. So a good, clean start of everybody. We just lost Jason there. I think Jason has lost a few positions by an incident that was happening right at the back there. But hey, here we are. Jordi Clara is on front, David Perez is on second, and Raul Diago is on third. That's my personally bet for today's overall thing. And there is Jason Ferrero. I just mentioned he was passing out and just lost his car there right on track. There's a replay for it, guys.
Yeah, you made a very good bet.
Yeah. So, thank you. Okay, but let's get back. I mean, it was pretty clear start, actually. I mean, there wasn't big incidents happen at all. So we have Diego following those top three podiums, guys. Then we have Gerard, who has lost the positions from third to fifth position. Raul actually gained one, and Diego also gained one. So the loser on the top is, here you see Gerard with -2 positions of losing. And the biggest loser is Pedro Oliveira, really, who has lost 6 positions from the start. So that's really what it was. So there's another incident we're just showing. Let's see what happened in there. Oh, overshooting it. Goes on and take him out and just, yeah. Well, you know, sometimes I wonder, drivers can't just disappear and go away. You know, they are not ghosts, you know. And if you're going from the outside, coming to the inside and just push the other one outside there and both losing it, that's not very smart driving, to my honest opinion. So, but maybe I'm wrong, and it just was a normal incident. We will find out because every Tuesday, stewards will watch into every incident that's happened on the races on both stints, on stint 2 and stint 1. That means 3 complete races to be watched and looked into, and see the protests, see the warnings, and giving the points. And guys, we do give points for people not using it. So if they're accumulating X amount of points or warnings, and they may be even disqualified or be suspended for 1 race. And if you have 5 races and you can only miss 1, and you maybe get suspended for another one, then you're even actually dropping out of the prize money as well. So guys, it's important. We can see it. The driving skills are certainly on that stint 1 from a different spectrum, and we don't see as many incidents. But if they're happening like we just saw right now, to my opinion, that was bad driving. Anyway, just wanted to mention this, that we have those sanctions, and the driver's sanction are carrying over from one season to the other. So we have a total, I think, of 2 seasons where they will be counted upon, because we want to have quality driving, fair driving. We don't want to have a show. We want to have competition, but under the rules, and that they would also do under the real sports, because if you ram into each other on the real world, you probably lose your life. The great thing is, on sim racing, you don't lose your life. You maybe lose your pride, but not your life. And that's something that also needs to be controlled. And we want to have no Rambos on this track, and we want to have people that understand. And this is what iRacing makes it so special. They have a special rating. It's called the I rating, and that really depends on how many races they do. See, it needs probably 5-6 races to get up to those, maybe gain 100 points on your I rating, but it only needs about 1 bad move or 1 bad race where you misbehave, and those 100 points are gone in an instant for 1 race. And that's how they qualify the drivers on the simulator world on iRacing. Very, very unique. And also there's licensing, G, D, E, B, C, Pro. I mean, I don't know them all. I mean, I'm not a driver. But I'm amazed, because you just saw that here. There are the rating here that we just... Can you just put this on again for a moment? Just for the benefit for our viewers. Because that shows you that we have here a more close rating there of those that are with us. So we've got David Perez, who's got a 7.1K. We've got Jordi Claro with 5.6K. There's an A3 license. So you see, those guys are really... when they understand what they're doing. And everybody over 2.6 will be entering into that pro section, into the stint 1. So that's for better understanding. On the stint 2 that we have, what we started with, I think that's everybody below the 2,600, and that's how we emphasize. And those guys that are racing with us, they can go up and down. So depending on the way they behave, and not just on our racing, on the overall activities that they are doing on iRacing. It's a competition server, ladies and gentlemen, where we have 24 hours, 7 days a week. Each moment there are thousands of drivers around the world in all different continents that are competing with each other. And we are in X-SiM Racing, one of those event organizers, one out of many. And what we're doing is we're just providing you some interesting information together with a community and the ability for you as a spectator, as a viewer, to race with us, because we invite you to go to our community for X-SiM Racing. It's a micro-sponsoring community where you'll be racing for points. And those racing for points is just a thank you from us to invite you to come to our community. And those points that you will be getting there and generating just for being active, say hello and welcome drivers, sponsors, communicate like you would do on Facebook or other communities. You get this race for points that will show up every single moment you do something or you do an action, and you can convert them into money. And by reaching X amount of money, you convert them into X amount of euros, which we will be sending over to you by PayPal for thank you very much. All you have to do is being active, promote yourself, share your interest, do the things that you normally do on other social community. The difference is we pay you for doing so. First, you coming into a competition, and the top 20 have a special allowance on these leaderboards, so to say. And then, of course, you can convert your monthly or your overall earning on those race for points into euros. So, guys, it's very simple. You can reach enough points to really make yourself an extra money, which pays that internet connection, that monthly rate that you're always paying. So, guys, this is for our viewers that are watching us, and they're not race drivers, but they love it, and they like to make some extra cash. And by doing so, you're just participating in our community. And when you go to xsimracing.com, there's on the top a toolbar which says XSimC. That's where you register for being part of that community, guys. It doesn't cost you any money. It's for free, but it helps you to help us to become one of those top event promoters. And at the moment, you will be amazed and delighted to see what we are supporting. And we just see somebody really, sliding effect here. I've seen probably too many Fast and Furious things. So really, if you go there on our website, you see there's information on the community, how you can join. And I hope that you will just take your time and have a look around. There's 200 plus members right now. I think 230 plus members that exchanging information and gaining race for points and challenging each other by being racers on the social community with us. And all you have to do is, you don't need a steering wheel. All you have to do is use your mouse and use your keyboard, maybe even your camera, and record a video, say hi to us, or upload a video, or whatever you think is interesting, what this community can be as an added value to it. And have a look what others do in this community. You will be amazed how much positivity is on this side, because negativity in our life we have enough. We also even provide solutions. If you feel that your money is getting less worse every single month, you hear the inflation and stuff like this, have a look to the private family network, guys, and put up some security to make sure that those things don't affect you in the future. Just have a look and find out what I'm talking about. But let's go back to racing. We are now down for the first 9 minutes of the race, and we are in the race 1 out of the stint 1 from the pros. Guys, as you can see, very behaved behavior. So I haven't seen any much incidents, isn't it, there right now? Richard, what do you think? It's very, very clean racing at the moment, isn't it?
It is very clean in this split.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I do see the difference here on the race side, when it comes to the to changing those the quality of racers driving together. It makes it so more. Of course, it's good to see incidents, but it also can be a burden if you're a top driver and you see something like that what just happened there,
Yeah,
talking about
even
it.
in Formula 1 things happen, like you just saw today with Zhu Guan Yu.
Yeah.
Guan Yu, I don't know his name to pronounce very clearly, but it was a crazy crash, and that happens with
Yeah,
the
they
best
do
drivers as well.
but
Yeah.
God's sake that he is safe, you know, that he didn't,
Yeah.
and he is, I think he's released from the medical center and everything, so.
Yeah.
But it certainly didn't look good, isn't it?
It didn't look good. No.
No, certainly agree with you. Well, I think it was an interesting race, and I want to say congratulations, of course, being my family Spanish, for the second Spaniard to win a Formula One race. Congratulations goes to Carlos Sainz. I'm sure his dad is proud. He became world champion in the rally, and now his son has been made on a Ferrari his first really race win. So really happy for him. Very sympathetic person.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah. Also, when you see the interviews, he's very down to earth, very nice person to listen to, you know?
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah, he is, yeah. Still, I was very unhappy that I saw what's happening to Max, you know? So, you know, I'm a big Max fan, you know?
Yeah, same here. I didn't like it
My
either.
current, yeah.
With the downforce coming from the floor right now, when you get damage on the floor, it's really crazy how much downforce you lose. And then the car is
amazing,
not
isn't it?
drivable. Yeah.
This is being the time.
This was a perfect example.
I think we just missed it. I think Dave now is in front of Jordi. I mean, we've been talking, so I missed that.
Oops.
Marta de Jong here also checking in. Hey. Right, it's lap 3, I think it was. David was able to overtake Jordi on the straight.
Okay, good that you're here. So you can overtake a little bit, Martin, because you're a bit more insider than me, and hope you not mind.
I did broadcast that.
Okay.
It's a very hard track to overtake, especially this very long straight, as we see here now.
And we have a replay. Excellent.
Yeah, this is the replay where David overtook Jordi. The long start-finish straight is the best opportunity to overtake, but don't forget about the final sector. There are a couple of slow corners, and especially the final corner as well. You can do an overtake there, but most of the times it will also compromise your exit again. So it's apart from the start-finish straights, it's a very hard track to have a good overtake.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I mean, it's not an easy track, as I can see, and there is a long straight, but there's a lot of techies that you need to be really concentrated every second here. This is, ooh.
Yeah, I would say the first half of the track is moderate, especially the very long right-hander. You have to be very careful not to keep throttle on too long. And also very key is you have to brake in time. Some circuits you can really do with late braking for the corners. But here you really have to be very gentle on the brakes, and also don't try to brake too late, because a lot of the corner exits mean if you brake too late is that you compromise it, and that the car behind will be able to get a run. Here we see a very good example, and I think overtake from Justin on John. Very nicely done. And that's what I said. As soon as you're a little bit offline and you've compromised your exit of the corner, the guy behind can launch it. And what we see here is very, very clean racing. Side by side. Will this go? All good?
Nice one, yeah.
Yeah, Justin losing the position again, and now he has to be very careful that Pedro doesn't see his chance to dive on the inside. And also, I think this is one of the hardest corners on the track. The entry is a blind corner, especially if you don't drive triple screens or VR. Same goes for the final corner. And you can easily lose the rear of the car there if you brake too far into the corner. Aaron Hobson again with a spin. Maybe he did get some damage from the
first incident, yeah.
Yeah, from the first or from the incident with the other Mercedes just before. And here, I think we see what I was talking about. Yeah, a little bit too far on the inside, and if you start braking with
then the back overtakes,
still too much steering input, the back really easy comes around.
Very interesting information, guys. I hope that you appreciate that we have a driver with us. Martin is certainly one of those specky guys that really knows what is all going on here, and so really keep on educating us, Martin, because our viewers really get some great.
Yeah, I always like to I always like to try to give a little bit of inside information. I mean, I'm not a 7K driver, but I get the general idea of what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And here at the top three, still within 6/10 of a second from each other, or 6/10 from David to Jordi, and another 6/7 from Jordi to Raoul. So they're still very close, so a lot can happen there. What happened here? Tom Vos again with outbraking, and he made it stick. Really well performed overtake maneuver there. Sadly, I did miss the incident Tom had, because I was looking at, was like, hey, Tom really had a very good start from 21st all the way up to 13th. Yeah, and then he had the coming together with another driver.
He had an incident with Remco.
Ah, okay.
This one.
Interesting. Oh yeah, that was a little bit. How do you say it? Tom wanted a little bit too much there.
You know, Tom is such a talented driver, but he seems to always have in the races one mistake that really dumps him right down to the bottom of the race. You know, so he has to learn to keep his temper together, to my understanding.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at season 3, he really did a very good job. He was very quick, and also I'm not sure, I think in the top 6 of the final standings as well. And last season, somewhat of the bad luck started, and for us now, I hope he can have a very good feature race, the 40-minute race. And here, John also, I think, will lose his rear. Yeah, just clipping the grass.
Same, same as you mentioned before,
Yeah, clipping the grass. I had that also once, which almost costed me P4. But as soon as you get the grass, Jordi is in front of David again. So I'm assuming that happened on the straight again. And David also crossing back over again. So Jordi back in P2, but the fight for the win in this race isn't over. Also Yannick van der Zanden for on P7, fighting for P6, fairly close. As you start to see now as well in the sprint race, the drivers will push a little bit more, and as you can see, the rear of the car is starting to step out a bit, just a little bit more than in the beginning. And they can't afford to push this hard in the main race, because especially the BMW, you have to be very gentle on going on throttle. Because as soon as you overheat the tires, you're gone. Oh, and that also looked like a little bit of netcode, and unfortunate. Yeah, no, the Merc oversteered and then ran into the Porsche of Janssen. That was also unfortunate. So looking at the time, we're looking at the final lap of the race. So let's see if Jordi is able to get this win, and if Yannick is going to get P6. So you can consider it as a short straight as well before we head into the very technical session. So let's see if Jordi can position his car for the final turn to get the run on the straight. Good defending lines from David.
It will be a photo finish.
If Jordi can get his exit from the final turn right and can get David into a very small mistake, he should be able to. But let's see. Taking a little bit of a wider line so he can go on throttle a little bit earlier, but David is too far in front. So maybe on the line he will go to the left, or to the right, but no. So first race is for David, and P2 is for Jordi, and P3 Raoul. P4 Gerard, P5 Diego, P6 Rubens, who got in front of Yannick again for P7. John P8, Pedro P9. Let's see what is happening behind. Justin, solid P10. Perry P11, Gertjan P12. Then a few cars close again, but not close enough for an overtake. Tom was still with a decent recovery drive back to P15 after and that was a little bit too much of weaving. And Aaron P19 and John in Mercedes in 20th. And looking at the results again.
Sorry.
Here we go, yep.
Yeah, so David, the win, he will start P10, then P2 Jordi, and he will start P9 in the second race. Raoul P3 will start on P8, and I'm really wondering what Raoul can do, because mainly his starts are insanely good. We also saw that at Hockenheim, where he came from I think P7 or 8 all the way up to P4 already at turn 2. Then P4 Gerard, so he starts P7. Then we have P5 Diego, P6 Rubens, P7 Yannick, P8 John, Sylvester, and P9 Pedro, and P10 Justin van der Linden, who maybe played it very smart as well, because he was a little bit more in front, fighting for P7, P8 with John. But now, because of his 10th place, will be starting from pole in the 40-minute race. And hand it over to you, Michael.
Well, that's a good observation point that you just said there. And we're just looking up the current unofficial standing of the championship. We got David now, who's taken on the first position. He's gained 2 positions. And Jordi and Raoul both lost 1 position because, well, actually Jordi is now second, but he has made a difference of 10 points between him and Jordi and Raoul, who both have been before with 300 points before that race. But then we have Yannick also closing in there with 292. So, guys, this is the overall current standing, and I can see that our sponsors, Frank Walters and Onigear, Dream Factory, the Future Plan, the Personal Training, Alp Auto Paint, Smart Income Streams, all those guys will be happy to see themselves with their drivers being right on top of this first split on the first race, guys. So let's see. We will have a 5 minutes short break for starting the next race, which is in reversed order, as we just said, with Justin, who finished here in the first race on 10s. He will be starting at the pole position, and let's see what he can make out of it, and maybe see if that was a smart move. getting slowly down from 7th or 8th position that he was to fight for, and maybe catch up on that long race in such a favorite position there, right on front. You know, Justin is also a good commentator. He's been with us a couple of times as well. So let's press thumbs up for him that he can make a good position out of that fortunate pole position that he's gathered for this race. So, because sometimes I think he had some bad luck that he got kicked out on the last season especially. So happy to see him incorporating and really fighting for those points that we're giving. Guys, 396 points. That's not bad at all, isn't it? We are on race 3. The maximum possible would have been 500, and David Perez, he has already gained 396 out of it. So you can see why he's right on front, and Jordi Clara also, it's a 380 out of 500, so not so bad at all. And we want to say thanks to everybody that is supporting us, that's watching us on YouTube especially, and on the other channels that we have. And I hope that you feel that this is something that you can recommend us and share with your friends, with your family, and show them that your race car, if you're a micro sponsor or a sponsor, if you're a team owner, that you are racing for this, and just get in touch with us if you want to have a little snippet of what your car is looking racing in one of the live events. Let's get in touch with us, and we'll look into this and provide you with some of those short videos that shows your car racing on the track, like you just see out to paint. We've done it for them and stuff like this. So just let you know, this is X-SiM Racing. We have a whole management team behind it, from designing to social media, stewarding, administration, a lot of people making sure that these events are happening every single week. This is now season number 5, and I can already tell you there is more to come for season number 6. But as we said before, that will be starting in September. We will have a summer break, guys. Don't forget. Next week, by the way, for everybody's benefit, Martin, if I'm not mistaken, there's a 1-week break, isn't it, in the race? Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. And next week we will pause next week, so the next race will be in 2 weeks' time.
Okay, and where will it be? Just update me quickly.
Yes, let me quickly look it up.
Yeah, so much things, so many tracks. I mean, I'm getting lost with all those tracks. I'm sometimes amazed how they can all put those things together. So, you know, there's hundreds of tracks that iRacing is now providing, and with all the different tracks we've already been racing in the past. So anyway, before we go into looking up the next week, we are now getting ready on the starting grid. And here you see the drivers are now lining up, and we will see if Raul again does have a quick start like Martin mentioned before, because he is a good starter, that's for sure. So let's see if he can make up from his 8th position, get up front, and most important, hope that we have not many incidents in the track, and that everybody has a clean but super start. So let's get ready. The traffic lights coming on. Here we go.
Round 4 is in Canada, by the way. Circuit Gilles Villeneuve.
Oh, Gilles Villeneuve, good one, yeah.
Or Montreal. Oh, and in the first turn already some cars getting damage.
Yeah, I see that even Raul is involved in one of them as well.
Yeah, and the Ferrari not hitting the brakes, and Remco Barlow again. He hasn't got the luck as well. Let's see if there are drivers that will have to go.
We got David Perez, we got him kicked out more or less, and Raul as well. Remco, I'm not sure how that happened. That went like a chain reaction. I think I just lost Martin here. Martin is back now, so guys, that was a not so good start with a lot of incidents, and we are just looking into show some of them. Let's see that we can just see what's going on there. A good start, clean start on the top, and then somebody's going too much further out to the outside. Now they're stopping in, and too late braking from the UV car. And that's, look at this, it's like billiard, you know, like bombarding billiard. Everybody's touching each other. And then still on the back, I see some more incidents here. We see have the back as well. You see like billiards. It's just crazy.
Yeah, you'll get it. You'll get a chain reaction at some point, and Remco choosing the wrong line, unlucky as he is. And it started with Pedro losing his rear on his own. Yeah, and then it was all a chain reaction.
Wow, I think we had about 10 cars involved in this, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of them, and the Ferrari even. The Ferrari of Gerhard even towing. So I hope some of the guys will be able to repair their cars and continue the race, because they're so...
because on this we have a fast repair, isn't it? As long as they get back in the boxes, yeah?
8 cars were involved.
8 cars, wow, wow.
Yeah, and
we haven't seen such a mess for a long time here, I think.
Yeah, it's looking at it, P15 up until P22 had to go to the pits. Maybe some of them even with the meatball flag, the black flag with the orange dot in it. And what it generally means is that you have to get into the pits within 3 laps to repair the damage. You'll have optional damage. The optional damage won't give you that flag, but required damage mainly you'll get that when you're also leaking fluids, for example. And if you continue driving, the engine can blow up, or you'll even it's even able that you will lose the fuel. I mean,
other drivers race, yeah.
No, especially your drive. iRacing is very advanced, but it isn't that advanced that other drivers will also have this advantage of it. So they won't slip on it. What we also just saw, I wanted to mention it in the warm-up as well when I saw someone practicing it. The pitch entry here is very important, but very crucial in a way. You cannot get your tires over the white line. As soon as you do that, you'll get an unsafe pit entry. So it's very, very strict here.
That means unsafe pit entry. What is the consequence?
It depends. In practice I had one or in qualifying I had one which was 26 seconds. And I think that was like only a little bit over the line. But when you completely cross the marked part of the pits entry, you'll get a 40 seconds stop and go.
Well, not very nice of you, driver, I guess. So you better be careful.
Yeah, I mean, by cutting the pits entry, you can gain a couple of seconds easy. So I understand why they put a unsafe pits entry penalty there.
Makes sense. Also, there's penalties, when you get outside of track limitations that they slow you down for X amount of seconds. I've seen that happen.
Yeah, that's correct. You have to try very, very hard on this track to get a slowdown. You really have to cut a corner, and depending on the corner and the track, a slowdown can be between 1 second or even 4 seconds. And the off tracks, the off tracks are fairly easy to get here. I think I had about 14 off tracks in my race, or 12 off tracks. So it's especially when you for the corner they're now going to, the very quick left-hander they're going into now. If you go into it a little bit too fast, your car just washes to the outside the track, and you'll get the off track there.
Okay. And the off track is also a penalty?
The off track will mean 1 incident point, and as soon as you reach 17 incident points in total, you will get a drive-through penalty, and when you reach 24 incident points, you will get disqualified. So the off track is 1 incident point. Spinning your car around, either they will also call it losing control, is 2 incidence points, and having contact with another car starts with a 0x, so no incident points, 2 incident points, or 4 incident points, depending.
All this is done by iRacing, their artificial intelligence, right?
Correct.
Okay, interesting. Hi guys, I hope that you appreciate those information just from the driver's point of view to get a better understanding what they're challenged with when they're driving, not just keeping the steering wheel and the pedals right, but also be very careful what they're doing. It's like real racing just on from their home. So really happy to hear those information, because for those like me who are non-racers, we can see and we can commentate, but those information are really helpful because some of them certainly I will remember to mention this in future transmissions. Thank you very much, Martin. Well appreciated.
Yeah, you're welcome. I have a question for our broadcaster. What happened to Justin? Because I think he had a very good start, staying in front. Oh, while Yannick is losing his car on the curbs there, running very wide. But I think he will be able to keep it on track, but losing a couple of positions. I really wonder what happened to Justin, because he had a clean start from what I saw, but he is now running in P14. So did he take a pit stop right after the first lap, or did he have an incident?
Well, he lost 13th position, that's for sure.
Yeah, it could be very well that he just took the decision after the first lap. Let's go into the pits right away, take the fuel load for the remainder of the race, and have some clean air, and run the race alone without having to fight. So that mainly also means that you don't lose too much time, and will get you back some positions again.
Well, but isn't it a risky gamble, really? Because, I mean, your car is heavier from the heavy load, so the time must be slower in the end, isn't it?
Well, it evens out a little bit when they are very heavily fighting in front of you. So if you have clean air in front of you, so he has a gap of almost 30 seconds to the next car in front. If all the cars in front of him are fighting, they will lose track time, of course. They will lose lap time, and if you are then able to match or even improve the lap times those drivers are doing, yeah, then it's the perfect decision, of course. And it's very competitive. So it can very well pay off.
I've seen it happen. I mean, some guys have done it before, and I was wondering, but sometimes I was thinking, is that the smart decision because of the weight of the fuel, because I know the weight do influence on the lap times in the end.
In the beginning, not so much, because you have fresh tires, of course. And if you can keep your tires in the correct temperature window, you'll be fine. But as soon as you start to overheat the tires, then it can be a very interesting path towards the finish. Then it's really hoping the people in front will make some errors. And there's another
drivers get all those informations on their panel, on the screens and stuff like that, like drive the heat up of the tires and stuff.
Some cars have some information on the tires in their dashboards, but for the rest you don't really have real-time data regarding the temperature of the tire. But if you're an experienced driver, you start to feel very well when your tires are overheating. So then it's a matter of backing off for a couple of corners, or maybe 1 or 2 laps, to get your tires a little bit cooled down again.
Okay, interesting. So let's see, where are those guys now? Who has already been pitting? How many we had there? Quite a few, and we have got right now 4 in the pits as well, so let's see. So Raul is now down to 15th position as well, so he must have had an incident, and Justin is now up to 13th. Raul is not just challenged with him, yeah? Raul and Justin just fighting each other out there.
I think Justin being smart and trying to follow Raul, so letting him by and then try to stick with him. Slipstream is very, very strong here, so... Also a very interesting one. At some points on the track you'll see the yellow sausages. There you see them on the left, or the drivers on the right. and also coming onto the straight, you will see them on the left. There's one very important rule with those sausages. Don't hit them. As soon as you hit them, your car will jump away. I've seen very interesting situations the past week with the drivers running over those, but the car gets damaged as well. In my race, I only touched one of the yellow sausages very lightly, but that caused. But when I went into the pits, I had the message that I had a 35 seconds optional damage to repair. I forgot to turn on this fast repair, but I did. It did compromise me on the long straight because my top speed was a little bit down because of it. So the drivers really have to be careful not to drive over those yellow sausages.
Okay, interesting. Ooh.
Yeah, that's also that's the very fast left-hander, and the curbs, that's the curb that are on the right here. They offset the car very easily, and with the BMW it's fairly easy to correct, but with the Lamborghini it's, yeah, as we saw, you lose the rear and you spin out. Yeah, and here's also Lamborghini going into the corner a little bit too quickly while braking. Plus, I think he also had overheated rear tires. So, meanwhile, Jordi Clara chasing John Sylvester for P1.
Jordi seems to be the most beneficiary at the moment from everybody, from those top three.
Yeah, I think he did. He had the best of luck in the starting incident. If we go on board with Jordi, we will see that he has damage on the front, but I think he has a little bit of luck that that it doesn't hurt his car too much. Yeah, meanwhile, last lap it was Jordi who was challenging John, and now it's Jago challenging Jordi.
Does that damage or reduces the speed?
Yeah, it not necessarily. It can reduce your top lines, straight line speed, but if it doesn't, because that is possible, it could also mean that you will have less grip in the corners, or for example left corners there's no issue, but in right corners the car oversteers very easily, meaning the rear of the car is very loose and you can easily lose the rear. So externally you can't really tell if he has issues with it and what those issues are, because yeah, there are multiple things that that could be wrong. Top line speed or just no grip in certain corners. I think the majority of the cars having at least some type of damage. So I think the field is still quite evened out.
Looks like, yeah. Jensen is the one with most wins. Oh no, hang on. There is Antonio, who's made 13 positions. So that's not bad.
Yeah, that can be the advantage of starting at the back, as Remco also had, Remco Barlow, but he was unlucky choosing the wrong line and still getting caught up in the big starting incident.
So we got the top 9 that haven't stopped yet, and then the first one with the pit stop is Raul. So he's got some good opportunity there to be in front of him, but if he is not entering into any incidents. So that could be interesting. you guys remember, the first top 9, all of them have to pit at least once. And then the first that already has pitted, and all of them below is Raoul, and down the bottom everybody has pitted once. So and they all have to. What is the pit time here?
You'll have to excuse me on that one. I wasn't really paying attention when I was in the pits. I think for the fuel it's about 8 or 9 seconds. The total pit stop time, I'm not sure. Here we see some good 9. If these are the pit stop times.
43, 43. Yeah. 40. 43.5. Okay.
Yeah, so entering and exiting. Yeah, so it's about if you have a good pit stop between 8 and 9 or 8 and 10 seconds, and there you can see Yannick having 48 seconds. So he had to repair some of his car, and some other drivers, Koen Laagwaard even having 10 minutes, or that was a little bit too quickly that it jumped away, but. Yeah, a lot of drivers also having more than 1 minute pit stop time. So that's what I said earlier about the meatball.
Okay.
Then, yeah.
Thanks that you're showing this again, because that's interesting statistic for our viewers, because that really makes sense and gives us so. There's a 6 minutes on repairing, and the total time in lap in and lap out on pit is 7.18. Wow.
Yep.
That's and the other one. Who's got the best time is Raul. It's actually Juan Carlos, right?
Yep.
43 seconds and 8.7. Yeah, that's very quick. Good one. Okay, guys. Well, appreciate that.
Meanwhile, we see the top 4 very close together. So very interesting battle going on here. Meanwhile, Jordi took the lead. So John Sylvester was in the lead, but he lost 3 places. Where did it happen? Oh yeah, and here because of the overtake of Jordi, he gets compromised on his exit, and the other 2 cars behind him could follow through, so that was very unlucky for John.
Smart driving from Jordi, yeah?
Yeah, and especially also the 2 other drivers behind, taking advantage of the situation and making sure that John Sylvester can't go back to the racing line and also overtake him. So very smart moves of those guys as well.
So certainly different quality on this stint here, except from the start.
Yeah. Now, meanwhile, we're almost 20 minutes in, so we're almost halfway the race. The last pit stops will be around 30 minutes, somewhere around 30 minutes. Then they really have to do their pit stop. So I'm very interesting when Jordi will take his pit stop. Meanwhile, Jago setting his personal best time behind Jordi, and Jordi and Jago starting to pull a small gap to Ruben and John. So interesting. Let's see what this will bring. Meanwhile, Raoul still has a very clean track, and looking at the pit stop times and the gap from Jordi to Raoul, I think it could be very interesting. Will be very, very close.
I think so too. That could be a very close thing.
Yeah, besides the top 4, or at least P1 and P2, and then P3 and P4, and again P5 and P6, there are quite some gaps between the drivers. So the closest battle at this moment between Jordi Clara driving the only gear BMW, and behind him is Diego Kluk in the UBE BMW. Jago Cook, sorry.
4 BMWs on this track in front, not bad, huh?
Yeah, the BMW is a very forgiving car. I haven't watched this week to the stats, but I think if you look at the official sessions in iRacing, it is mainly BMW and I think even the Merc. So the Mercedes.
One, right?
Yeah, absolutely, the new one. Yeah, and for the rest, the fixed series is fairly close, but the BMW is the most forgiving car there is. It's not necessary.
Well, for me, as a Mercedes lover, I probably would have loved to have it the other way around, but hey, that's how it is at the moment. But I've seen the Evo is certainly really knocking on with many drivers liking that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. The Mercedes Evo is much better than the old one. It's very strong as well, but it also comes with a small downside, and that's that if you push it too hard, and I hope I say it correctly, the front tires start to wear quite quickly, and when they start to wear, you get loads of understeer. When you try to correct that, of course, with the throttle to get the rear of the car a little bit around the corner, you'll also start to overheat the rear tires. So it can be a very, very quick car, but yeah, it takes some learning and driving skill to really keep that car on the limit.
I can imagine it.
Oh yeah, Jordi and Jago doing similar lap times. Rubens and John also similar lap times, but 3/10 slower, or 2/10, no 3/10 slower. So they're out of the draft now for P1 and 2.
Ron has just got the fastest lap time race.
Yeah, 1:38.2, which is also a very good lap now. And yeah, like I said, when you have a lot of clean air in front of you and you can just race your own race and don't have to fight, you can really nurse those tires, and in the second half you can start to push a little bit more when your fuel is getting lower. And look here, he's really setting very good lap times. What was the complete time for the pit stop again, Richard? Yeah, so currently Raoul has about 42 seconds gap to Jordi, roughly 42 to 43, so it will be very, very close after the pit stops if Jordi can keep
Very
this
close.
place.
Very close, yeah.
Oh, this is a new stat. This is also a very nice one. Here we can see that Raoul has pitted in lap 2, and he's now currently running or lap after lap 1 actually. So he's now running 13 laps all tires. As soon as he crosses the line, it will be 14 and 1 lap on the first on his first stint. But so he's already running 14 laps with a higher fuel load than the others, but still very good lap times. Don't be mistaken, people will not change their tires. Tire change will take approximately 30 seconds, and you just don't need to change the tires in a 40-minute race. Even in endurance races, the soonest you will see tire changes will be after 2 hours of driving. Yeah, sadly we have to miss 3 drivers. Tom Vos called it a day after his unfortunate spins and coming together. Perry Pijnaken also is out of the race, maybe also with too much damage, and Gerard Sedini Suez also too much damage. Yeah, and Tuesday evening we will see what will happen with the standings, if there are changes or not.
Well, those big 8 cars involved in the matchup at the beginning certainly have caused 3 to retire, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's always a little bit too black and white to say it like that. Yeah, it started, of course, with a small mistake of one car losing his rear on his own. As follow-up, he did everything he needed to do. Just keep your car in the same position so you're predictable. But everybody is so close together at that point. Yeah, you'll get just a harmonica effect, and yeah, we saw what happened. Oh, meanwhile Justin van der Linden is out. What happened to him? And Jordi Clara going into the pits. Okay, that looks strange. Let's see if I can get some inside information on Justin. Yeah, and Raoul just behind him. Well, Jordi still did this. Yeah, Jordi did a very good pit stop, and yeah, his pace was still good enough to keep in front of Raoul with a gap of 3.5 seconds. And now Jordi Clara is also in the advantage because his tires are a little bit colder again. So for the next approximately 2 laps he will be able to push more than Raoul. So I think also this next lap, so not this lap but the next lap, we will also see the top 4 coming into the pits. They can't really run very much longer on the fuel load. Due to the pit stop of Jordi, John Sylvester back in 3rd position. Rubens Lorente in 2nd position, and Diego Cook, he really is pulling a gap towards those 2. And is he able to get in front of Jordi after his pit stop? Antonio also did his pit stop now, so we only have 4 drivers left to make their pit stop. And then we can get ready for the final, about 7 or 8 minutes of racing in the feature race. Ooh, John Sylvester there really hitting the sausage curb there quite hard. That's also the point where I hit the curb, hit that sausage curb, and it did give me some top speed damage. So I hope it's not costing him too much. Meanwhile, John going into the pits, and for the looks of it, also a very clean entry. And Rubens and Diego really stretching their stint. Gert-Jan Leemans also with a very solid drive. And I think they will be back on track behind Raul Diago. Meanwhile, Raul is closing the gap to Jordi, which is now only 2.9 seconds. Yeah, like I said, Raul also passed John and Gert-Jan. And it will be very close with Diego Cook when he makes his pit stop. Rubens a little bit wide there, and I think he will have to slot in, or just in front, or just behind John Sylvester, or maybe even behind Gert-Jan, who is very close to John now. Within 1 second. Now here goes Rubens into the pits, and I think Diego will also go into the pits. Yeah, Diego already into the pits. Let's see if he has a clean entry. Yeah, also a very clean entry. Yeah, then we will get to the we can get ready for the sprint towards the end.
The end is mostly the most fun.
So Diego back on the track, and will he be in front of Jordi? I think he will. Or yeah, Diego making the best of his pit stop, and even with a gap of 4 seconds towards Jordi, who now is also fighting with Rubens. So that's very close. I think Jordi has a little bit more damage than we think. And Raul is 2.5 seconds behind this, so he is closing the gap, but it's going very, very slowly. So now Raul has to hope that Rubens really starts to attack Jordi, and that it compromises the lap times of those two drivers. Yeah, meanwhile I would say this can't go wrong anymore for Diego. And meanwhile, also very interesting, I think David P. Perez really had the worst of luck in the opening incident, because he is running in 15th position, and here we see Rubens, who is pushing Jordi. Yeah, and
throttle.
Yeah, I think Jordi really is having some straight line speed issues, because Rubens really was closing in very fast there.
Well, there goes Michael's prediction.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, I got that wrong, I guess.
Yeah, I was wrong as well. But
your prediction was Jordi was going to win?
No, mine was, Jordi win overall, second David Perez, and third Raul. Let's see how it comes out.
Yeah.
Might still make it.
David won't make first position.
Well, I got the first one, which is Roddy right then. Maybe if David comes second and Joel's third, who knows? We will find out. I still can make it.
I'm happy I didn't do any predictions.
If wonders happen, true. Yeah. Justin had a technical issue.
That figured. Yeah, I just checked back the message and yeah. Very unfortunate, but also from the sim driver's point of view, it remains a technical sports, and if at some point something of your gear fails or something of your computer fails, yeah, then you're also out of the race, of course.
Yeah, it could be that your force feedback
the real
falls
world,
down or something. Yeah. Without force feedback, you cannot drive.
Yeah, and yeah, for those people that don't drive, the force feedback is yeah, the feedback you get from the car through your wheel, so you can feel the bumps on the track. In some way you can feel the forces of the cornering, and if you suddenly lose that, it's nearly impossible to drive. If you've always been driving without force feedback, it's a little bit different. But you have to take into account that a lot of these drivers have very strong steering wheels, so it's also a workout. And if you suddenly don't have any force feedback anymore, it's undrivable. You'll lose the car in every corner. Meanwhile, I think we are going into the final lap now. We have about 1 minute and 30 seconds left, so we'll be very close, but this, I think this is the final lap. Yeah, meanwhile, Diego really keeping in front very well. Look at the fastest lap at those lap times: 38.2, 38.2. Rudiago still has the fastest lap, 38.207. So those times are very close, the fastest lap times.
We should also give an extra point for fastest lap, I think.
Yeah, those are also things we can look into for our next season, which will start in September, which is also very interesting. Yeah, for an extra point for fastest lap.
Yep, I think so.
Similar to Formula 1.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Gert-Jan and John Sylvester having a fight for the 5th position. And if we can, yes, just wanted to ask you, Diego now going up on the straight. Remco Barlow is letting him pass. Saves him to drive another lap. And well done for Diego Cook, and I hope I pronounced it correctly. And then we have second, Jordi Clara, who did a very well race. Rubens Lorenta third, and Raul Diago. I think it was a recovery race for him as well, because he pitted so early. Then we have fifth, John Sylvester, sixth, Gert-Jan Leemans, seventh, Jansen Ferreira in the Porsche. 8th, Martin Hobson. 9th, Antonio Jesus Valion in the BMW. Jan Ley in the Mercedes in 10th. And all the rest of the drivers also coming over the start-finish line. And here we have Aaron and Yannick, who are making a little sprint. No, they're not making a little sprint. That was Pedro, who was behind. And here we have the final two drivers, Yannick van der Zande and Koen Lagerwaard. We're making a run to the finish line. Yeah, then I'll give the pleasure to you, Michael, for the final results and the unofficial standings.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, certainly. Got Diego Cook, who has incorporated himself for the first time, winning a race and championship. Second is Jordi Clara, and who was 3 seconds behind him, and third, Rente. Seeing also for personal training for the first time. To the microsponder as well. Raul has finally made it racing. And we got John Sylvester for UB Solutions Network on 5th position. So these are the top 5 points that you can see. I want to congratulate all of them that have been participating. Now let's see how was the overall standing between the 2 races together, and see who has made today's overall race ranking of the championship, the unofficial race ranking, of course. See who is going up and down, and looks certainly that we have some changes coming up there. I think so. So let's see. Okay, now we have Jordi Clara is now on top again, so he has recovered unofficially 1st position. Well, he's kept it now, and he's extended his lead. Second and third is David Perez. So that means the top 3 haven't changed, but Ruben Lorente has made a big step forward. He's now in 4th position, so that's excellent. Guys, I want to congratulate today. We got right now we got Jordi and Raul with. So congratulations. First of all, I think you've done an amazing race keeping things together. Have your car been damaged in that last race?
Are you talking to me, Michael?
Sorry?
Yeah.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you.
Yes, my car was destroyed in lap 2, so I had more than half a second slower per lap. So I was just getting in the slipstream all the time, trying to reserve fuel. But in the end, I just get overfueled and can get P1, but still just managing the damage. And yeah, good race, but I wanted to win, but not today.
Well, you won the overall for today, I think. You certainly extended your lead, so congratulations. Yeah, we've been watching you, and
I think
you lost the overall speed, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, let's catch up with Raul, who is still with us as well. Congratulations. You had a good recovery.
Yeah, I have the match in the first turn 2, and I enter in the pits in the first lap and try to make a good laps with the match, but I lost more than 0.5 seconds per lap. But yeah, I can go to the P4, and it's a good position for the car in this situation.
Not bad at all, yeah. And I think you had the fastest lap time as well. So congratulations, well done as well. So yeah, if you want to say a few words, Raul, a few of our viewers would appreciate that.
In
Spanish. In Spanish, yeah.
In Spanish, yeah.
Sí, han sido... La última carrera ha habido un accidente en la primera vuelta y tenía daños en el coche que me hacían perder bastante, entonces he optado por entrar en boxes y echar ya gasolina y así poder rodar solo con los daños y intentar hacer las mejores vueltas que podía, pero no tenía el ritmo con el coche dañado suficiente como para llegar a la cabeza y es una buena posición la P4. En la primera carrera he entrado después de comentar, justo no he podido ni probar la pista ni nada y y me he intentado mantener detrás de Jordi y de David y no podía atacarles a ellos porque no tenía todavía la suficiente confianza con el coche, y después en la segunda carrera me he visto con más ritmo, pero por el tema de los daños no he podido hacer más. Así que bueno,
entiendo.
buen resultado.
Muchas gracias. Jordi, para nuestros oyentes en España y en el mundo hispano, ¿algunas palabras por tu parte, por tu carrera, y congratulaciones?
Bueno, bastante parecido a Raúl. Una pena, tenía ritmo para ganar, creo yo hoy. Lo que pasa es que no era muy consistente, la verdad, en este circuito. Tenía velocidad, pero me faltaba consistencia, que suele ser siempre lo contrario en mí. Al final, un error mío, porque sí que he tenido el coche dañado en la segunda carrera, en la primera curva, pero la pérdida de velocidad ha sido por un error mío al comerme una de esas salchichas amarillas. Y a partir de ahí ha sido simplemente pues aguantar a rebufo, ahorrar gasolina porque sabía que el consumo iba a subir y perdía mucho ritmo por vuelta y tenía mucho consumo. Al final ha pasado lo que tenía que pasar. En la parada pues he perdido todo el tiempo que tenía que pagar de alguna manera. Pero bueno, al final un P2 que en la global creo que haya sido el que más he puntuado, o sea que al final, dentro de lo que cabe, contento.
Eso está muy bien, muchas gracias, Jordi. Y ya sabéis, la próxima semana tenéis una pequeña pausa de una semana y nos vemos en 14 días de nuevo, espero con muchas ganas, los últimos 2 carreras de campeonato. Gracias por vuestra participación, por vuestra colaboración. Estamos siempre encantados de tenerles vosotros corriendo aquí y nosotros emitiendo en directo en Facebook, en YouTube, en Twitch, y espero que nuestros oyentes están encantados con nosotros también. Guys, let me go back into English and I want to say thanks to the coordinations and the streaming coordinations done by Richard Mekkes in Holland and Netherlands. Also want to say thanks to Martin de Jong for really giving us a lot of inside information about the sim racing, about the driver's point of view. So I really appreciate that, Martin. That was really helpful, and some of the stuff we can certainly adapt. We're looking forward, guys, to have you back with us from 2 weeks from on, and we will be rebroadcasting next week a portion of the practice from yesterday. So, because as we know, we won't live broadcast the practice sessions, but we will rebroadcast them throughout the week for people to review, like we can do also with our races. So, guys, I want to say thanks to everybody that has been collaborating to make this happen. A big thanks goes to all our sponsors that have been actively watching, assisting, doing all their work, so that we certainly at X-SiM have that ability to organize that great GT3 championships and allowing us to support the private family network. With this in mind, my name is Michael, and I will be closing off here from the X-SiM Racing Center in Austria. Goodbye, and see you all in about 2 weeks.